Hello and welcome to another customer self-service video. Today we're going to be talking about the Ariba network and country-based invoice rules. Our goal is to learn how to define rules for the invoice origination countries. The challenge is that organizations may need to define unique invoice rules for specific invoice origination countries. We can utilize country-based invoice rules to define country requirements and at the same time allow buyers to group suppliers based on other business. A buyer that allows some invoices can group those suppliers into a supplier group and then in addition define country-specific invoice rules that enforce certain rules based on the originating country of the invoice. Network administrators complete these changes on the Ariba network under Administration, Configuration, Country-Based Invoice Rules. There, the administrators can add, activate, inactivate, and edit country-based invoice rules. Let's take a look. On the Ariba network, under Administration, Configuration, Country-based invoice rules, an administrator can select specific countries and add a country rule file. Once the rule file has been added, it can either be active or inactive. The administrator can select the rule file and edit it. Then for each individual country, specific decisions can be made as to the unique requirements for that country. The country-based invoice rules work in conjunction with the default transaction rules and the supplier group rules. These rule combinations work differently depending on whether it's an allow rule or a require rule. For an allow rule, both the supplier group or the default transaction level and the country rule file both need to allow the activity. So for example, we have yes for the default transaction, yes for the country-based, therefore the rule is enforced. On a require rule, it's enforced if it's checked at either the group level or the country-based level. So yes at the country, yes, the rule is enforced. To define invoice requirements by invoice country of origin, utilize the country-based invoice rules. Country-based invoice rules work in conjunction with default transaction rules and supplier group rules. Buyers can use these country-based templates as a starting point to configure their country-based invoice rules. Since the country-based invoice default settings may not be appropriate for every organization, SAP Ariba recommends that buyers consult their tax and/or legal advisors to determine the applicability of the business rule implementation. Thank you for attending another customer self-service video.